Live or die. The choice is yours. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, coming at you to do a video that I never really imagined I'd ever be doing. Because, well, obviously they were going to milk this, come back to start milking this franchise at some point. Years ago I heard this rumor that they were going to re-release, I don't know if it was a bunch of bullshit, all, the Saw movies back in the theater again in 3D, converted to 3D. Well, that didn't happen, or if it did, it only lasted one day or part of a day, but that's a joke. I mean, it probably didn't happen, but at the end of the day, it turns out there's, I can't remember when the last Saw movie came out. Was it 2010? Which was, well, in the theater it was called Saw 3D, but then on home video it was like Saw the Final Chapter, which of course, it's only the first final chapter of, just like Friday the 13th. But, I mean, a lot of people are probably surprised that it took this long for another Saw movie to come out, and to be honest, it's kind of like when I saw the title, I'm like, Jigsaw. I wonder if that's another Saw movie, because the title, I'm surprised it took them that long to use that title, because that's a really kind of a good idea. And in particular the way they do it in the reveal of the title in the trailer, where it's Saw, the word Saw appears first, and then like Jig kind of appears before it, a few moments later. It was a pretty great idea. At the end of the day, this is a trailer review of the newly released trailer Jigsaw. And not being a fan of these movies per se, it was just kind of like roll your eyes, just like, oh wait, great, here we go. And I watched the trailer, and I'm like, that's not half bad. And then that was yesterday, and then just today I rewatched it again, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta tell you, say what you will about the Saw franchise. I mean, I don't like the Saw franchise. I think it's just kind of the torture porn genre never really appealed to me. There's things about, me and Matt have reviewed all the Saw movies up until this point, so feel free to check out our Saw franchise review if you want to know my feelings about the movies in particular. But, I'd say in the whole, was there 7 movies? There's a few points and a few moments out of all those movies that I kind of, don't completely hate and stuff. But having seen this new trailer for this new Saw movie by the name of Jigsaw, from what I can see, I'm not entirely hating it. It's almost like that saying is true, that, absence makes the heart grow fonder. It's like, here's this series, which I absolutely hated back in the day when it was coming out every year. A new movie would come out every October. I was just like, whatever, gosh dang it. And now it's like 7 years later since the last one's come out, and now they're putting out another one. And it's almost like, even though I didn't like this series when it initially was going on, it's kind of like, oh wow, it's like, oh, the good old days, even though I didn't like it then. It's just really weird what happens as time just, continues to unfold, and you're kind of thrown back into the past with a new installment of a franchise or whatever. But I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest. I'm not gonna just say I hated the trailer because I don't like this franchise. I thought the trailer was pretty gosh darn great, and what I liked about it was the fact that, unlike so many or maybe all of the first 7 Saw movies, this one doesn't seem so like nasty, dirty, grimy, grungy, kind of the room they're in where they've got chained up to these things, pulling them towards, the wall with all these kind of circular saw blades ready to, slice it in their throats or whatever. I mean, it's all kind of clean and nice and tidy and stuff. So, unless they're just not showing some of the grungy shit in the trailer. I mean, this Saw movie, one of the things I hated so much about the Saw movies was just kind of the dirty, nasty ass, just kind of grungy, shitty environments that the movies took place in. And in this movie it looked kind of like a, kind of a more clean, just sanitary version of a Saw movie. I can't lie. I mean, even though I don't really like the franchise, I mean, it's almost like revisiting, just revisiting something that's like 7 years old now, or the last movie that came out was like 7 years ago or so. It was just kind of like, I don't know, and I gotta say, when I watched the trailer again today, I'm like, you know what, this might be, as much as I hate to say it, the first Saw movie that I'm going to see in the theater. It's just, the trailer is just so well done, having revisited it, again today, and like kind of like, like the whole bit, the words come on the screen and it's like on October 27th, like, Saw returns to, I don't know exactly what it said, but reclaim Halloween, or, something like that, because for the, was it 2004 through 10 or whatever, like every Halloween would be a Saw movie, or every October would be a Saw movie, so it's kind of like, the things in the trailer was saying we're gonna, I don't know exactly how they worded it, but it's, you know what I'm saying. The word Halloween was used, and about kind of Saw coming back to take its place, to be the #1 movie for that particular season or whatever, that weekend. So, this is that's my trailer review pretty much for Jigsaw. I think like I say, the title was genius, something that I never even thought of, which is just so obvious. And what I don't think I really realized until now, strangely enough, is that the word Saw is in the name, Jigsaw, which is like, it's right there in front of you. Of course, you hear it's not like I read his name, you just hear it, of course, when you hear it, you're still hearing the word Saw. But anyway, like I say, this very well could be the first Saw movie I see in the theater. It looked, I don't know, like I say, it's just something about, something from the past, even if it's just 7 years ago, that, doing another installment is, there's something about it that's just sentimental, even though I never really liked these movies in the first place. But feel free to let me know what you think about Jigsaw. I would imagine, based on the comments on the trailer that I saw, that this movie will probably do, I would say, significantly better than Blair Witch did last fall, when it came out, the Blair Witch 2016 movie. I would say they would, easily do better than that. Will it do good enough for them to make another Saw movie next year? We'll find out. But as much as I hate giving money to, like, this kind of shit, I really don't know if I can wait until January or whenever to see this movie on home video. So I might just venture out in October or, early November to see this movie. Time will show, we shall see. Time will tell on that one. But in closing, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the trailer was pretty gosh darn great, and that's, whatever song that was that played during the, last half of it, or the majority of the trailer, and just kind of the humor about it, like that one guy is like, okay, that, when the puppet rolls out on the tricycle, it's just like, okay, that's not creepy or whatever, and the kind of the humor about the trailer was just kind of, I think, just was perfect, I thought, and I thought the trailer was I've already said it, I thought the trailer was pretty remarkable for a Saw movie. So I guess that'll do it for my Jigsaw trailer review. Once again, feel free to let me know what you think of this whole, the trailer, or the whole coming back of the Saw movies in this, next installment of the Saw movie. The traps, from what I saw in the traps, and just, the whole idea of having these people chained, and these chains pulling them closer to these circular saws spinning on the wall, is just like, oh my gosh, and then someone in this sand pit or whatever with these saw blades and all kinds of maybe pointy stuff falling out of, from up above and, towards them and stuff. I mean, it's just like, I hated the Saw movies, but this looks fun. So thank you very much for watching this review, and as always, or this video, well, it is a review, it's a review of a trailer. So, and as always, we'll catch you next time.